How's it going? Today we are going to learn how to switch the retrieve side of our reels on our rod, whether you either ordered the incorrect rod or you want to switch it up for a buddy to go fishing. This one's currently set up for a left-hander right-hand crank. We're going to set it up for a right-hander with a left-hand crank. I know that is confusing, but there's a little guide on the website to help you order the right rod or figure out which hand you are. So let's get started. Once again, we leave the fly tied on, like most of the things we do with Rare. Don't need to take the fly off to switch the reel retrieve. Take the line just out of the way so we can play with the reel. Now what we're going to do is make sure your drag's loose enough. We're simply going to strip off all the line because we need to wind the line on the other way on the spool. So we're going to pull out all the line in front of us. You can leave the line on the spool. Don't need to untie it. Hit the button, remove the spool. We're going to leave that on the table for a moment. Now we're going to undo this nut. We're going to switch the direction of the reel body. Pull it in and out of its tabs, switch it around, put the reel body the other direction, and we're going to set the rod down for a second. Go over here, and you're going to see under here there's a little nut. You can just undo this with your hands. Put that on the table. Sometimes you can just pop this back on the table and the bearing will come out. Otherwise you can use these forceps or a little screwdriver. Pull out the bearing. Number 1. Number 2. You're going to flip bearing number 2 on the other side so that we get the other retrieve and the drag works correctly. Just going to drop that in here. Put the bearing back in. This does not matter direction. Then we're going to put the nut back on. And we're going to go to our rod. We're going to make sure the line is on the correct hand side. Snap the spool back on. And we're ready to crank away. And we're going to wind it up, guiding the line to give it tension so you can wind it evenly. And after we wind up our 90 feet, we're good to go. So there we have it. Just put our line back in the keepers and the hook back on the O-ring. We can either go fishing again or we're ready for the trip tomorrow with our buddies. Boom. Fly still tied on and everything. Didn't need to pull the line out of the rod. Thanks.